So I've been thinking a lot about marriage today because it is my 25th wedding anniversary. And I've been thinking about how our marriage is a huge part of our discipleship. And God uses marriage to reveal in us the areas that still need transformation. And after 25 years of marriage, I still have areas that need transformation. And I've been thinking about that Proverbs 14:1 verse that talks about how the wise woman builds her house and the foolish one tears it down with her own hands. And there's so many ways that we tend to tear down our marriages and tear down our husbands without even realizing it. A couple of those are the constant criticism. It's so easy to be critical of our husbands. It's so easy to get a negative thought pattern in your mind about your husband and nurse it and think about it and stew on it and get more and more mad. So we have to be careful, women, to shut down those negative thoughts and that criticism when it comes in. Because just like we talk about, there are only two kingdoms, right? There's the kingdom of light and love. There's the kingdom of darkness. There's the kingdom where we're building our marriage, and there's the kingdom where we're tearing it down with our own hands. And when you allow yourself to be a critical wife and you allow yourself to keep nursing and mulling over those things that annoy you about your husband, whether you realize it or not, you are tearing your marriage down. Another thing that gets us in trouble is comparing our men to other men, comparing my marriage to another marriage. It's really easy to wish that you were married to somebody else, or think about your husband and think, man, I made a mistake when I married him. We cannot let ourselves go down that train of thought, because you know what? When you said those vows, now it is God's will for you to be married to that person and to stay married. Maybe you shouldn't have, that's up for debate. But when you said I do, you are committing to God that you are going to be an ambassador of the kingdom in your marriage. Another way that we tear down our husbands is by making them feel stupid. How often do we do that with a negative word, an eye roll, a huff, I'll do it myself, whatever that reaction might be, and we belittle our husbands without maybe even necessarily meaning to, but we get in this pattern of thinking how I talk to him doesn't matter. We've been married for 25 years. He knows that I love him, or whatever that thought is. We have to be so careful not to belittle our husbands and make them feel stupid. And finally, another thing that we do is we often blame our husbands for all the problems. How often do we think,